morning. Welcome to our time of online worship at Ackworth United Methodist Church here in Ackworth, Georgia. We are so blessed that you are able to join with us this morning in this time of worship. So I have just a few announcements to share with you. First of all, we want to say thank you. Thank you so much to so many who have continued through this season to support the missions and the ministries that have been going on here. God has really blessed us through this time and really shown us His grace and provision through you all. The food pantry this past Tuesday was able to serve 114 households. That totaled 504 individuals and a little over 11,000 pounds of food. So that is really a gift through God's grace and provision and through your faithfulness. So we just want to thank you for that. Also want to thank you for your prayers for those families and for the workers and for all those who continue to be involved in that. We also want to remind you this morning, as the service is going on until 1 o'clock, the blood drive is happening at the church. They are doing it very well. The Red Cross is observing the social distancing guidelines, wearing masks, making sure everyone is staying safe. Also, later today from 5 to 6:30, we have our Minute to Win It game night for rising first to sixth graders. If you would like to come, maybe you've signed up. If you have not yet signed up, please contact Kate. She's at kate@ackworthumc.org. Feel free to come on up around 5 o'clock this evening. Bring your kids, maybe the parents. You may have some opportunity to go for a walk or have a little time and let the kids they just do some things outside. Again, observing social distancing measures, but having a time of fellowship and connection together. So please feel free to come and join us this evening at 5 o'clock for that at the church.
Greetings, Ackworth United Methodist Church. My name is Roger Lowenzi. I am the current chair of the SPR committee. And a while back, we announced that Reverend Mickey would be moving to Athens with her family. And I would like to welcome Reverend Angie Crummy on staff at Ackworth United Methodist Church. Reverend Angie was born in Atlanta, Georgia. She is an ordained elder in the North Georgia Conference. She received a BS in Religious Studies from Liberty University and an MDiv from Candler School of Theology. She has previously served St. Andrew United Methodist Church in Marietta as associate pastor and Trinity UMC in Durand as pastor in charge. She retired from full-time ministry in June and now resides with her husband Gene in Marietta. She is currently serving as interim pastor at Fields Chapel UMC until the end of August. Reverend Angie is married to Eugene. They have 4 children, 9 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. She and her husband enjoy traveling and spending time with the grandchildren. Reverend Angie also enjoys reading and walking. Her greatest passion in ministry is to see lives changed through Jesus Christ. She is excited to be joining the staff at Ackworth United Methodist Church as pastor and looks forward to serving with you all. So we are losing one blessing in Reverend Mickey, but we are gaining one in Reverend Angie. And once again, I'd like to welcome her on board and on staff. So stay safe, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you. And I'll turn this over to James for a brief announcement.
Thanks, Roger. I appreciate that. And a couple of quick notes. One, I keep getting the question, and it's a valid question, when are we going to start back to worship at Ackworth United Methodist Church? The exact answer is, it depends. That's what we keep hearing from the conference in the district, and it's a pretty good answer. If the numbers and the trends and everything keep going the way they are now, we think we'll be ready to open for limited worship on the first Sunday of July. That would be July 5th. We're currently working toward that as a staff so that we would be ready if the situation outside the church doesn't prohibit it. Then we are looking to be ready to worship together. Now, things will be different on that particular Sunday, and I do want to give everybody a heads up. It starts before you come to church. We'll need everybody we'll have an online thing where you can just tell us in advance that you're coming, because both worship spaces are only going to hold so many people as we're socially distanced. And so there is a certain point where we'll have to say, well, we're full for this week. Please go ahead and make a reservation for the next week. Won't cost you anything. It's just an online thing, and we'll have it set up so you can send us an email or a text to do that. We'll make it as easy as possible. Second thing is, we're going to have only 2 worship services when we start back, and they'll be limited, and they're probably going to be a little bit shorter than what we're accustomed to. So they might be less than an hour. We're aiming for 30 to 45 minutes for both worship services. In that one will be at 9 in the morning. That'll be in here in the McClure Hall. That'll be a mostly contemporary or modern or non-traditional, however you want to say that, worship service. It will meet in here. There's not going to be that much seating in McClure Hall, socially spaced. So just be aware, we may only be able to hold 40 or 50 people for that. Second worship service we're going to do is going to be in the main sanctuary, and that's going to be at 10:30, and it's going to be the more traditional worship service out of the two. I don't have a total number yet for what that would hold, but I think we could hold at least a couple of hundred pretty easily in there, maybe 200, 220, somewhere in that range. So we need you to be well before you come. So if you've had a fever or been sick or whatever, or you think you might have been exposed to someone who was sick, please wait until the next week before you come. We'll want everybody to wear a mask, especially when you're inside. No hugging or handshaking, refrain from contact, just to be as careful as we can until we know more about the COVID virus. So we want everybody to be careful there. We're probably not going to hand out bulletins because we can't guarantee how many people have touched the bulletin from the time it comes out of the copier till the time it gets to you. The choir is going to have to be socially distanced. What they're going to do is they'll sit socially distanced, and then when they come to sing, they'll have to spread out even more, because CDC and everybody's telling us singing is the equivalent of coughing and sneezing. The bathrooms will be open for emergencies only. So we're hoping that people will go to the restroom before they come, and then we'll be able to go back home or go somewhere to the restroom after you leave. If there's an emergency, of course, we'll have them available, but we'll probably have to have someone there to wipe all the surfaces down after each person uses it. The elevator we'd prefer not to use if we can help it, at least for the time being. A lot of these restrictions, and there are some others that will be in place, are just sort of logical things. They are probably being over cautious. As we know more about the COVID virus, I think we'll be relaxing some of those, and especially once the testing and the vaccines and things like that. We'll know a lot more maybe by the end of July. But just to get us started together again, that's what we're aiming at. Just wanted to let you know what those plans are in advance. And if you have questions, please feel free to send me an email. You can call me on my cell phone. You can call the church office as well. And God bless, and I'm looking forward to us getting back together in some limited fashion for worship in person. May God bless you this day, and stay safe, my friends.
I want to just thank you again for joining us and pray God's blessing upon you during this time of worship.